Dr. Gaba, we must meet with Plasma, Lord of the Piano People. According to locals, Plasma has stolen everyone's pianos. And he has locked himself inside his giant palace. Setting coordinates. Approaching Plasma's piano palace. Dr. Gaba, we must meet with Plasma, Lord of the Piano People. According to locals, Plasma has stolen everyone's pianos. And he has locked himself inside his giant palace. Setting coordinates. Approaching Plasma's piano palace.
Give me a minute, guys. It seems like I've just had. There we are. Hello and a warm welcome from Melbourne for the Australian GP of round 1 of season 8. Currently the cars are making their way to the grid and we're going to get under a formation lap in about 8 minutes time. Now for some more information on the circuit. And for tyres now, we only have two compounds. We have the C2, which is being the soft tyre, and we have the C1 being the harder tyre. The soft tyre is of course the fastest tyre that you can use, and the hard tyre being the slower but the longer lasting, so for more endurance drivers. On the grid today, we have, on row 1, we have Supergoat in the MPA Racing alongside his teammate Racerman. On row 2 we have the Circuit GP of Moto alongside the Williams of Dom HGI2. On row 3 in 5th we have Crocs in the Orso Nero, and we have Evan in P6 in the Brawn GP. On row 4 we have PSY VIP in the Brawn GP, and we have the 99 RC99 in the Orso Nero in 8th. On row 5 we have the newbie one in the Teresa Motorsport, and we have Arkazu in PMP Racing in P10. And on row 6 we have ERT Snipers, Teresa and Chronix in the Orbit. And on row 7 we have the lone Williams of S104. So that makes up today's grid. Of course some drivers are starting from the pit lane. As we see here, the drivers are now going around the circuit for their formation lap. We don't expect any crocs here, drivers just getting used to the circuit. They come around the long, windy circuit of Albert Park. Rules today: 30 corner cuts, 11 40 corner cuts, then 50 corner cuts. As per usual, the weather seems dry today, a bit overcast, but that shouldn't bother the drivers that much. Of course, there's one mandatory pit stop, I believe, and they have to switch to a different compound tyre. That could be, which will have to be the hardest, the only other compound we do have available today at Albert Park. The drivers now come around the final 2 turns as they're going to get ready to line up on the grid. Who's in the top corner? Dom, I don't know what happened there, but Dom did take the overrun, and now he is making a slow way back to the grid, but it seems like he has a tyre. Possibly, no, that was just a glitch in the game. Right, so now the new corner cuts have just been announced by the race host. We have 45, 50 and 65 corner cuts. So now all the drivers will be lining up on the grid for the start of this race. Of course, thank you to Anchor Dev Studios for sponsoring this race today, and of course hosting it. Me and myself part of the media team here at JGTC. Of course, Super Dope will be starting from the front here, and we are going to see the start of the first Grand Prix of the season. Moto there trying to get into position. Of course, S10's standing right at the back of the grid with our kazoo. It seems like two drivers have either not made it or they have had some issues on formation lap. I do not know. I wish I could see the last of the car. Set that we can see low. As 5 red lights and away we go here. Supercoach had a very bad start. His teammate Racerman just ahead here for the first race of season 8. People in the pit lane now get told to start. Racerman with a sizable lead here. The great Supercoach has fallen 2 positions as Crocs and PSY have taken advantage and overtook his bad start. Of course, and that's a spin there for one of the Brawns. I don't know who that is. I think that is PSY VIP. The Brawn of PSY VIP has spun there. Don't know how he spun. It was chaotic there. But he's trying to catch up now. It's one of the rocket cars. I believe that's TBR Black Star. And PSY has crashed into the wall there. He's lost the tyre. And I think that may bring out the yellow flag there as PSY's car is stranded on the side of the circuit. Not a big crash, he just... And that's yellow flag, sector 1 there. And now it's been taken to sector 2 for that decently sized crash. It seems like Racerman's dropped to position. Racerman has nearly spun it, but a really good save. Someone else there in the gravel, I don't know who that is, but someone else is in the gravel. As Racerman now dropped down to P9. And Crocs Enthusiast in the lead pack. It seems like S10 from last to now first is pulling away from the small pack of Evan Supercoach and the Crocs. PSY has been collected by the medical car and he will now be taken, and PSY is the first retirement of the season and the first retirement of this Australian Grand Prix. Crocs Enthusiast now dropping a few couple of seconds there off the track of Evans, Supercoach and Racer. Of course, Racer holding a sizable lead now. Like, you know, it seems like... No, I don't think Racerman. Racerman is made a couple of positions up, but he hasn't got to the front there. But that Evan has corner cutted there, trying to avoid all the cars on the track. And it seems like S10 is still going to be our race leader. Oh, and that's a very good save by S10, Superdome and Evan, all losing their back end there. That corner seems like it's going to be a very hard corner for these drivers to go around for this race. S10 round the final corner, and now we're going to be on lap 3 of this Australian Grand Prix. That's a Motto here who's trying to battle with Alloa. Alloa is now up into P6, of course he's starting from the pit lane, he's doing very well there. And deal with Roms in the PMP Racing having a very leisurely drive at P10 there. Don't know where everyone else has gone. But TBR Blackstar is very far behind now in that rocket. He was quite far up and now he's fallen quite far back. Wonder what happened to him, but sadly we didn't get that on the footage. Without the main pack, the front pack of drivers now making their way on the long left and right handers. As Evan trying to take the outside line there, but it seems like he's not going to do it. S10 with a sizable lead. Seems like Crocs is meant to back. Crocs now battling Evan for that P3 position. Great battle here as Crocs goes on the inside. Crocs has made a huge mistake going into the gravel. Racerman now can catch up to Crocs potentially, but it does seem like Racerman also made a mistake going in on that little straight bit down the exit of the corner. Then that Evan now has gained quite a lot of time. He's now overtaking Supercoach. That is brilliant there by Evan, as you can see on our screens. Evan now up into P2 Supercoach. Now the yellow flag sector 3, I don't know what that is, we'll try to see. I believe it was TBR Blackstar who may have spun. Or it was Moto. I think it was Moto who may have spun there in Sector 3. Went yellow flag for a couple of seconds, now it's back to green flag. Back with the front group of drivers, of course. Race S10 having a sizable lead from the rest. Crocs probing the back of that Brawn there. Go with it. On-line camera. Let's see. On-board camera. Sorry. That Moto did spin. Let's see if he can overtake Super. Evan seems like he's overtaken. Seems like they won't. Seems like Crocs has had to give into that Brawn's power. And we've had a yellow flag Sector 1. Don't know who that is in Sector 1 in there spun, but as we go across the line, now we are 5 laps in currently, and S10 is still leading. Seems like there's a good battle for P2 here on the race. S10 has cut the corner a bit there. As we are going to try to get on board with Evan, who is trying to battle with Superdrope. Seems like that Superdrope and Evan are pulling away from P4 Croxer in the also Nero. Evan right on the arse of that bit of Superdrope there. S10 now pulled away with a very, very sizable lead. Because as you can see, lots of the drivers choosing the hard compound, because TBR choosing the softs, and PIS is now on the softs. No, I think the hards, I think it was. Yes, he was on the softs. As the main pack of lead drivers, Evan looked like he was trying to go to the outside, but he couldn't. Crocs enthusiast now may try to get a little overtake on Evan on the start-finish straight. Let's see what they can do here. Evan withholding his lead as we come around the final corner. Evan now trying to do an overtake on Superdrope. Can he get past into turn 1? And no, he can't. It seems like Superdrope has managed just to stay ahead of Evan now. But that Brawn car is very quick on this Australian circuit, as we saw from qualifying. So let's see what these Brawn can do. It seems like Evan's cut on Superdrope's made a huge mistake there, as Evan's been let through. It was served up to him on a plate, and Evan ate it. It was a poor mistake there by Superdrope. It seems like he's dropped all the way down to P4 now. As Crocs has managed to overtake him as well. Seems like Crocs now is having a battle with Evan. Let's see what if Evan can defend. It seems like Crocs going for the inside line, Evan going for the outside. There's a quick left and right hander. It seems like they're still battling here. Crocs has managed to get past him. It looks like Superdrope is now on the rear end of Evan, as Evan pulls a bit wide there. He dipped off the track, and Crocs has made a mistake, but he still holds on to his position. Superdrope now is overtaking Evan to go up to P3. They're basically wheel to wheel into the final couple of corners of lap 6. There'll be lap 6. Crocs still ahead of that small pack of 3. Evan trying to get enough overtake into turn 1. It seems like he may have done it successfully, but can he hold it? No, he can't. The Superdrope is now into that P3 position, I mean. There was a quick yellow flag there, Sector 2. I don't know what for, but it seems like it has been sorted. TBR Blacks are having a race of his own there in P10, leisurely stroll around Albert Park. Probably going the speed limit, to be fair, so I'll race it. Dom in the P5 of the Williams now having a battle with Racerman, who did start this race P2, but it seems like he has had a very big force of racing throughout these first 7 laps. Seems like Blackstar may have to retire from this Grand Prix. It seems like he has to go. Because we've already had one retirement in PSY who had that big jump on the second or third lap, I cannot remember. But Dom and Raceman having a very good battle there. TBR Blackstar now going to be blue flagged, as he has been told by the race director to hit, and he probably has retired. Sector 1 yellow flag now. I don't know what that's for, but Raceman's gone wide there. As they pass Blackstar heading into the pits, a very slow pace, very dangerous driving now by Blackstar, it's really slow. As Dom has managed to get ahead of Racerman in those final couple of corners, and they are now heading into turn 1. Can Racerman try to get the move on him, but it seems like Dom has got quite a lot of time. But as I say that, Racerman now wheel to wheel here as they come round into the 4th corner, I believe this is. But Dom withheld his position, and Dom is now up into P5. Because Moto now is pitting as well. I don't know why, but he is now in the pits, and I think he may retire. But I am not sure, but he may just be pitting. As we go back with the front couple of drivers there, because S10 miles ahead. But this battle for P2, P3 and P4 is very exhilarating. There's Dom there, now just behind, with Racerman having a brilliant battle there. Crocs Enthusiast, Evans lost the back. Evans spun! No damage though, thankfully, but it does mean he will lose a couple of positions as Raceman and Dom passes Evan there. And Evan now, let's see where he will sit, as he needs to pass start finish. Evan is now will be P5 now, after Dom and Raceman passing him. No, he's sitting P6, I mean. Evan with possibly race deciding crash there, even though very early on, but he has had a huge mistake there. The car has slipped out from underneath him, and he ended up spinning into the barrier. Thankfully no damage, but he will continue on this race. Now back with Super Joke now. The front three are starting to build a gap. Of course, they already had a gap between, of course, P3 and P4 as it is, but it seems like P2 is currently in Super Joke in the Mad Panda Sports, now pulling away from CRO, or Crocs as he's more well known as, in the Also Nero. Going to go to one of the better battles of the race now, with Evan trying to play catch up in the background there. Because Dom and Raceman having a brilliant battle. Because Raceman now has a decent gap from Dom here, but Dom is now going to probably try to do the overtake in the next couple of corners. But that's if Raceman slow down and make a mistake. Dom now. Dom and Raceman head down the main straight with Evan trailing behind there. Evan's making up time, but will it be enough? Probably it will be, but I do not know. And I believe we've had our 3rd retirement in Moto. No, we haven't. Moto is still going strong here, as Crocs and Super Joke and S10 have all passed him, or are passing him, as he is now 2 laps behind the leader. Fitting S10 as calm as you like. He is basically, he's done what he needed to do. He's gone off very early in the first 10 laps, built up a gap. If he now doesn't win this race, I will be very shocked, as he now comes around the penultimate corner. And let's see, after S10 finishes, we'll see who has the faster laps of this race. S10 crosses the line. Currently S10 with the fastest time of a 1:24. Racerman behind with a 1:25. Same as Evan, Dom are behind with the 1:25s. Then of course Crocs, Moto on 1:26. Of course Kazoo on 27. Aloe on the 39, and Super Joke with a 2-minute there, but sadly he hasn't validated a good lap yet, because that 2 minute was probably one of the out laps. There's a yellow flag. I don't know where or what happened. And there's a virtual safety car now. I'm going to try to go through the drivers. It seems like Moto managed to plant it into the wall. There's one of the stewards now trying to get his car out the wall, and is going to probably try to get it into one of the escape roads and hopefully park it off track, as Moto is now begging to get off the circuit before he gets hit by Arkazu. Yeah, and that car has now been taken into the back there, off the circuit. We are still on virtual safety car though. Now this may get the pack a bit closer together, but it does seem like S10, S10 has just gone over there. And now we're green flag again here. We're going to continue racing on from lap 11. Because S10 is going to cross the line yet again in P1. The grid is very much split up now. And the closest two drivers will probably have to be Evan, Alloa and Crocs. No, Evan, Dom and Crocs. No, Evan, Dom and Racerman, I'm sorry. They are now the front runners. Well, they are currently the top 5. No, top 6 even. So, yeah, Evan having a bit of issues, and that seems Dom has gone into the wall there. He has minor damage, but that is a big letdown for him. Of course, he was having a very good battle in the top 5, but he will now be down to P6, and Arlo was sitting a comfortable P9 with not much hassle, but points is points at the end of the day, and in this race you can't really points. And there's another yellow flag on the circuit. I think that is Alloa maybe, and that is Alloa. He is stuck on the sausage curbs into that very tight corner there in the orbit. And it's a virtual safety car, has been called the second virtual safety car deployment in 3 laps. He is fully stuck there. Of course, the marshal's out on track with the medical F3Xs trying to free him. And it seems like they have Alloa is now free, but it won't do anything as he's currently last out of the current runners of the race. And the virtual safety car is now ending. And Super Jope is now in the pits. He's pit for the softs. He was starting on the hards. He's now going to the softs for the rest of the race. Hopefully, I'm going to say he may try to lengthen it out a bit, but I am not sure, as I'm not really too key on the rules of the league at the moment, considering I am quite new. Super Joke now in P5 from that pit. Of course, everyone else apart from Super Joke has not pitted yet. So of course they do need to pit at some point, when that may be. And there's a yellow flag, sector 3. And Alloa has got stuck yet again on the sausage curb. Alloa's race is getting bad to worse now. And that's a virtual safety car again, because they only had one last lap. Now it's another virtual safety car. This is just absolute chaos as Alloa just goes running. They're trying to, and that is a DNF it seems like from the orbit. Alloa wasn't having the best race of his life, but he was going to get in the points. Crocs now has pitted. If I can find him, there we are. Crocs is now going to exit the pit lane. He's just going to be behind P6 and Super Joke. So now Crocs will now take that P6 position in the Orso. S10 can basically pit any time he wants now. He has a 24-second gap from the car behind in Racer. He could pit whenever he wants and probably still win this race. Absolutely brilliant drive by the Williams F1. Crocs now catching up on Super Joke here as we go around the very long left-hander, I think that was. I am not good with my left and right. Currently only we're currently about to head on to lap 15. Of course, only 2 of the current 8 drivers who are still racing have pitted. S10 still leading this race, and Crocs just behind him there. The field is splitting up more and more now. And it does seem like there's a few issues with the cars. It seems there was a gear issue in Moto's car. So it does seem like it was a team issue, so hopefully that can be fixed for the next Grand Prix, which will be it'll be Azerbaijan at the Baku Street Circuit. So let's hope that goes better. Racerman still in P2, having a very calming race. Now Dom, it seems like, is trying to battle with Evan here for the P3 spot. Is Evan nearly getting airtime over that? Was Dom cutting that completely? They're heading into the final couple of corners of lap 16. As Dom trying to use a straight line speed to catch up to Evan, who is really good in these corners. But it seems like it is just not enough, and that Williams can't push that much. Now Crocs, it seems like Crocs has been handed a drive-through penalty for corner cuts. And I believe he's just did it. Yes, I think Crocs may have just done it. Yes, he did. I think Crocs did serve that drive-through penalty as we switched to him and as it was announced. Dom's cut quite a big chunk there. The stewards may want to look at that, as that was a very large chunk and he has catched up quite significantly on the back of that Brawn GP. Evan and Dom now trying to battle out for that P3. This battle's going on for a while. A Super Joke just on the horizon there. Seems like he is trying to play catch up now to try to get the battle we saw early in the race. As Dom catching up to Evan here ever so slowly, but it won't be enough into turn 1. But it seems like Dom is pushing his car to the limit to catch up to Matt Brawn, who is in P3. Crocs now with quite a lot of space, and Arkazoo as well, with giant amount of space. Same as Deal. I don't know what's happened there with Deal. I can't spectate him anymore. No, he is I think he is retired from the race. I can't be too sure, but I'm going to spectate Super Joke as probably he'll pass that. Actually, no, I'm going to spectate. No, that's boring. Evan, there we are. And Dom now was actually tried to overtake Evan, because the PMP Racing empty, as you can see. Yeah, he has, seems like he has spun, and as a safety car has been deployed. Now Dom and Evan were mid-overtaking, but it seems like the Dominus has taken supremacy there. Now this may change this race for the worst for S10, but maybe for the best for Arcazoo and Crocs there. Raceman, Evan coming into the pits, both doing their first pit stop. Super dope as well, both Mad Panda Motorsports cars in the pits. It's going to be a double stack. It does seem like that double stack has gone well, as Racerman taking quite a while there to get onto the softs. Now S10 is going to try to catch up. Oh, it's now green flag it seems like. So I don't know what happened there, but apparently we're now on a green flag. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but we're now on a green flag. It seems like Jeff now, one of the marshals, is trying to recover that PMP Motorsport, the PMP Racing vehicle there. S10 now coming into the pits for his only pit stop of this, because pit limiter is a bit slower, so it'll be, let's see if S10 can withhold his lead, because S10 and Dom, the two front runners as such, the only two people not to pit yet. Oh, and Arcazoo as well, I don't think has pit also, but he may have done. I think he may have started in the softs. As Dom rounding the final corner, though, it seems like S10 will get out in front of him there. And that's a yellow flag. I don't know who that's for. And I don't know who that is for. Oh. Because everyone's fine. Could have been, maybe because the safety car was on track. I'm going to say that was that. Eston still with a sizable lead there. Oh, it does seem like there is going to be a safety car as well, but they left it for a while. As now, this will change this Australian Grand Prix. This is a big moment here for, well, the Williams team. As now, Dom, well no, Evan did overtake Dom, it seems like, according to the leaderboard. So it seems like Evan will be P2 on the safety car, and Dom P3. Of course, yeah, Evan will be P2 there. That's a giant JGTC logo that comes on our screen. Yeah, so it does seem like Dom P3 on the safety car. S10 trying to go really slow than Lewis Hamilton, it seems like. We're going to be here forever, and the safety car's so slow. As the grid is now bunching up, and we are probably going to go racing for the last 8 laps of this race, which will decide everything really, as everyone has pitted from my knowledge. So it is now just who is going to go fastest. S10 has been warned by the stewards to hurry up. This message popped on the top of your screen now. Very slow safety car. Actually painfully slow. Still on the yellow flag as we come round for lap 20 of this Australian Grand Prix. So far a very action-packed first round. Of course with a couple of crashes in qualifying and FP1, 2 and 3. As the cars are now making their way around turn 1, still under safety car. Of course, we've had about 4 DNFs, I would say. Yes, we have had 4 DNFs. Of course, TBR having to sadly retire from the race because he had to go. Then Alawa had to... Alawa got stuck on the sausage curbs. Of course, PSY first eliminated from the race, of course, having to somehow crashing, spinning into the barrier. Safety car will be in this lap, but as a race control have just told me. It seems like we'll go racing for the last 7 laps of this Australian Grand Prix. S10 will lead the pack onto lap 21 now. Croc's trying to go very, very close behind Evan. It seems like Dom may have had a little accident there, so had to go off the track. So it means that Croc's, Racer, and anyone else will hire man to get in front all the time, not to go ahead. Arkazoo at the back of the pack at the moment in P7. So only 7 races left, and S10 is starting to go very slow, controlling the pace here. It's going on what needs to be one of the faster sections of this circuit. But we are going our absolute slowest, and S10 trying to make it a pain for everyone behind them. Now come round the final corners, S10 is starting to accelerate here, and it is green flag here as away we go for the last 7 laps of this Grand Prix. S10 getting a sizable lead yet again as we go back to the main pack here. Of course, Evan leading that main pack with Dom behind him, Crocs, Racer, Super and RPA. Like Dom did do quite a lot of catch up there at the start of the end of that safety car. With RPA losing time now, I don't know what's happening, but he is losing quite a lot of time. This is like Super Joke trying to do an overtake on Crocs. Go to Crocs area. And Crocs has failed to overtake, but Super Joke now trying to battle with Dom. Very exciting last couple of laps of this race. Dom and Super Joke. It seems like Super Joke now is battling with... No, Super Joke has managed to overtake Dom. Now trying to get onto the back of Evan. Evan trying to defend Super Joke here. As they go into the penultimate corner of lap 21. Evan holding on very valiantly, but Super Joke is very good on the straights here. And Super Joke will probably go for the inside line. No, he can't. He just can't get there in time as Evan managed to hold on to his position for the first couple of corners. And it's like Crocs has now got a 10-second stop and go penalty. So that will basically ruin his race completely. The Crocs is now in P7, which I think he took that. I mean, he took the penalty as soon as he got it. The small pack starting to appear now. Evan, Dom and Super Joke having their own little pack there. Of course, S10 miles ahead of the main group of drivers. Start making their way around. But Racer is starting to fall a bit behind, it seems like. Seems that Racer may have a lonely rest of his race only if he gets any penalties, which may mean RKA and Crocs may be able to overtake him. Dom and Evan battling. Evan's lost 2 positions there on that lap alone. As Evan's battling with Dom here. Dom's now got a drive-through penalty, so that is huge for the top 5. As Super Goat is now in P2, Evan P3, Dom P4, and Racer P5, RK P6, and Crocs P7. Gaps are now starting to appear in the front 4, with S10 leading by a decent margin, but still in the sights of Super Goat, who wants to extend his decent qualifying. As we know from qualifying, Super Goat is a very good late game driver, so he could do something very huge here if he wants to win this Australian GP. Dom now catching up to Evan. Super Goat is actually catching up quite significantly on the back of S10. So hopefully in a couple of laps we may see a battle for P1. Super Goat making a little mistake there on the exit of that turn. S10 also making a small mistake on the entrance of the penultimate turn. No, not the penultimate turn. The third to last turn, I think. S10 crossing the line, of course, P1. And Super Goat still P2, but Evan and Dom battling out a second difference. Because Racer, I believe, may starting to gain time. Now Dom has to service DTP this lap. Super Goat catching up quite a margin. That's yellow flag, sector 2. I don't know who that was who may have crashed. That's Crocs. That is horrible for Crocs. Of course, that is so bad. He's lost the tyre as well. Do you know, it was a big crash. I'm spectating the wrong person there, but Crocs has had a... And Crocs has spun again. These final couple of laps go bad to worse for Crocs here in the Orso Nero. As a rookie driver, it's very hard in your first race, and it seems like the pressure has built up onto him, even though he was having a beautiful race. It seems like he won't hit as well. He may just end the race with a tyre left. And sector 3, there's been a yellow flag. Onto Racer, who is having a very chilled race, but Dom is in his sights. Super Goat still P2, Evan still P3. Crocs has now been disqualified. I'm gonna say that was because of his tyre. Yes, it is. It's because Crocs has lost the tyre. And that is race over for the Orso Nero F1 team, as they have no other drivers a part of this race. Absolutely horrible scenes here, as nearly half the grid has been disqualified or has DNF'd from this race, as we now only have 6 drivers currently racing, which are, well, meant to be racing. We're going back onto Super Goat here. Evan now catching up. This may be huge for the start of the season. If teams can get a very good boost of momentum, they could do it all the way. What Williams F1 is currently doing with S10. Evan trying to go along the outside, but it seems like he can't. Evan has managed just to get a nose in front, but Super Goat is very good on the braking. But Evan has got ahead of him in the exit. Evan now pulling away from Super Goat, and that is probably P2 for Evan there on lap 25, secured for the rest of this lap. Of course, we still have 2 more laps to go of this race, so it will be interesting to see what happens. No, I mean, sorry, we have 3 laps of this race remaining, I'm afraid. Not I'm afraid, but still. We have 3 laps remaining. Super Goat and Evan now has pulled away quite significantly, as S10 having the drive of his life here at Melbourne. Seems like this season from the early maybe Williams F1 may dominate this season with S10 if he keeps putting in performances like he has today. Of course, started P10. Yes, he actually maybe started. He started on the back row and managed to do a very good recovery, and is now in P1 as he will start to fill the penultimate lap, catching up on him as he goes down the penultimate turn. And S10 is now starting his penultimate lap of this Australian GP. Super Joe and Evan battling quite well. Super Joe has managed to overtake Evan. Evan's lagged out. Yes, Evan has lagged out, sadly. Very heartbreaking for Evan. That is very, very sad for Braun. That Evan now is sadly DNF'd from this race. As now every driver's now on the penultimate lap, it seems like RKA may get points here because he started out the points. Now he is still P5 in that PMP race because his teammate did crash very early on into this race. Going board with S10 here as we're going to try to watch his full last lap of this Australian Grand Prix. As the positions now seem very set in stone, only if something happens, which is very dramatic. S10 now on his final lap of this Australian GP. But I'm not going to speak too soon, as when I have spoken too soon in the past, it has all gone horribly wrong. So we'll keep my mouth shut for now, and let's just watch S10 do, hopefully, what will be a very beautiful last lap. As I say that he nearly loses the back end. Twice there. Because only 5 drivers left. 5 drivers left in this race. From 13 drivers is quite a margin. Brilliant lap there by S10, of course. S10 has set the fastest lap, and I don't think Super Joe can't improve. Raceman's the only person that can improve, but he has gone decently slow sector 1, so I don't think he will. As S10 just wants to finish the race as he's cut that corner quite significantly, actually. As everyone now has pitted, S10 now heading into the final 3 corners. As S10 rounding the penultimate corner, now on the final corner. And S10 has won the Australian Grand Prix here at Albert Park Street Circuit. A brilliant, consistent run by the Williams F1 team. S10 has been the first the entire 28 laps that we've had this race. Super Joe comes in P2. And that will be Racer P3 and Dom P4 and RK P5. And S10 has officially won the Australian Grand Prix. Of course, getting fastest lap as well. That is very good for the Williams F1 team. A P1 and a P4. That is going to hopefully build momentum up for the rest of this season. And that is a huge stepping point for Williams F1. And I hope you all enjoyed today's Australian Grand Prix. We'll be back next week for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City Street Circuit. I hope you all enjoyed today's live stream. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Of course, all the social links to our group and Discord are in the description. Big thank you to Mr. Lucas, who has made all the graphics for this live stream, and of course hiring me. So that's all for now. See you next week for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. See you next week, guys.
Dr. Gambit, we must meet with Plasma, Lord of the Piano People. According to locals, Plasma has stolen everyone's pianos. And he has locked himself inside his giant palace. Setting coordinates. Approaching Plasma's piano palace.